Welcome to the Jonsel Journey. I'm Jonsel. Jonsel Gurkin! Jonsel's Gherkins, the Type 1 trailblazer. I'm lucky enough to have lived life as a pop star. Been a pro footballer, been an actor. Now I'm running my own business and building my own brand, T1 Showbiz Shizzle. And through it all, I've lived with the shyster, the gimp, the naughty little nincompoop that is Type 1 diabetes. And this series is about the journey that no one ever sees. It's raw, sometimes unfair, but it's most definitely real. Fired, misunderstood. Type 1 diabetes in the workplace. Oh, this is where you'll get those in their suits, the bullies, the ones that don't want to understand. Why? Because they're ignorant. They haven't got time to understand about someone else's health condition. If it doesn't concern them, it doesn't matter. I've been sacked from a fair few jobs in my time, dream careers, your random promo job, temp jobs, all because of my diabetes. And it's nothing to do with the fact that, I was late for work. I didn't do things correctly according to the procedure and the magical book that is presented to you when you have a job working in a restaurant doing this and doing that. No. Majority of the time, it's all come down to the thing that I carry, the little shyster, like I've said previously, that is Type 1. But I'm going to talk to you about the time when I was sacked from a job at Gatwick Airport. You'd think they'd know better, but obviously they didn't. And I was sacked for a very ignorant reason. I was sacked for a diabetic episode, a Type 1 episode, a hypo. Hypos, they aren't my best friend. They haven't been in the 37 years of me being Type 1. But this story is going to open your eyes and make you see how people really react when a hypo hits. So I was about to go into work, had a shift coming up, and I needed to amend my security pass. I did the classic, stupid, most stupid thing. I'd injected myself, had no breakfast. I was in a hurry, rushed out the house. I thought I was invincible because I suffer with hypo unawareness. And what I do is I can inject myself and think, I could be an hour, 2 hours, it doesn't matter. The insulin I've given myself isn't going to affect my blood sugar levels. Stupid boy, because obviously it does. But with hypo unawareness, you get no symptoms when you're having a hypo. And as a diabetic, as a Type 1, I'm sure you can relate. You think you're invincible. It doesn't matter. You're different from everybody else. It can't affect me. I can walk on water. I can moonwalk in quicksand. I can just do it. Stupid boy. So I was about to have my shift. I headed into the security office to get my new pass amended. As I'm waiting, the sweat starts to drip off my head. And I don't look very attractive. Bobbing for chips in a deep fat fryer. I'm like, I get called and summoned. I visit this lady to get the paperwork checked. I'm hypoing. I don't realise. And when you're hypo, you can get angry. You can get a little bit anxious. You can get a little bit, rude, obnoxious. But I get very rude sometimes when I go low because I just get a bit, God, just leave me alone. You don't understand. Just go away. Go away. Don't get it. I don't want people to get it. You get like that. So when people are trying to question you and you're trying to be honest and straight with them, any kind of reaction you get, you're gonna react. You're gonna react tenfold and get very aggressive. World Wrestling Federation, Royal Rumble, 5-star frog splash. So as I sit down, the lady starts to question me. Well, you haven't done this correctly. You haven't done that correctly. No, hypo here, but I have. No, but you haven't. I needed this pass. I needed this security pass because I'd just had the bad news that my mum had lung cancer. She just moved house. She needed support from me, so I needed the job. I couldn't afford to miss work. I needed money. I just moved house myself, so I needed to pay my rent. So this job I was relying on. So as I've hazy and not with it, the lady keeps going on. You haven't done this correctly. Oh, well, because you haven't done it, come back in 2 weeks and we can sort it out. No, I need the job now. Hypo is sinking into a very bad place and I'm not with it. I'm getting can't really speak correctly. I'm sort of muttering my words. What's going on? She looks at me like I'm a dick. Well, people can look at me like a dick anyway without having a hyper, but makes me feel very angry because she's not understanding. I'm sort of like, I don't really feel too good. Well, sorry, come back in 2 weeks, and yeah, we'll sort it out. But I need this job. No, it doesn't matter. Sorry, the forms haven't been filled in correctly, but they have been filled in correctly. I'm now getting angry as well. I'm like, so I get sent away. I'm stressed. It's the worst thing when you're low. The stress levels go woo. They go very high. I was polite. Wasn't rude to her at this time, but I was answering back and forth like, please, I need this pass. But you could tell that I wasn't right because I was sweating like very, very bad. My eyes were like that, and I was a bit like a drunk. I was getting a bit abusive. So as I leave, I don't know what's going on. I'm stressed. I'm like, oh my God, my mum. What can I do? What can I do? So what I do, stupidly, now this is stupid because when you're hyper, you can do things that you don't mean. You can say things that you don't mean to say. I went onto Facebook and I wrote a long rant about this woman. It wasn't said in a correct manner. It was rather rude. So I wrote a long status. I wrote a long message basically saying, I'd just been accosted by a ginger woman with ginger pubes in the security office. Things weren't going right. And there was a guy who was also speaking to me in a disrespectful manner that had a chin like a jester's shoe. It wasn't spelled correctly, but the sort of gist of what I wanted to say was coming out. I was so angry, and I was like that on my phone. And then what happened was I basically said that all security guards should go onto the runway at Gatwick, pull their trousers down, bend over, and get pooped up the backside by a Boeing 747. So I'd sent this. I'd run my mum. I was in a state, and my mum knew that I was hypo and said, Jonsel, please get sugar, please get sugar. I wandered into the boots there. I was like that, leaning on the counter. Lucozade. Got some Lucozade. Found it. And that was it. But I totally forgot about what I put online. And then we have snitches in the world. So someone had snitched on me and sent the message to the security brigade. And I was instantly dismissed. I mean, there's more to say about this situation. But I was sacked. I said sorry. I sent emails apologising. I even had proof of my blood sugar levels. My blood sugar on that day was 1.5. I'm surprised I hadn't passed out. But like I said, hypo awareness was a strong part of me, and I can walk around at 1.8, 7 and feel normal, and suddenly, like that, at the drop of a hat, you pass out. So I was sacked. And the man in question, who I called Sillet Bang Barry, he didn't want to understand it. I don't care whether it's diabetes or not. You don't act like that. How dare you? I've never, ever behaved like that in the workplace. I was never rude to anyone. I was polite. But this time, yeah, I'd been rude. I'd done something that I didn't mean to do because I was hypo. And when you're hypo, you can do things that you don't mean to do. People don't get it unless you live with diabetes. I explained. I even had the proof. 1.5. Come on, man. This is... Look online. Diabetes. Don't care. The classic. I know type 1 diabetics who don't behave like that. I know type 2s who don't behave like... Doesn't matter. We're all different. Hypos affect people differently. Me, I can go a bit... And also, you could tell I wasn't right by the way that I was. Didn't want to know. Sacked. Sacked when my mum diagnosed with cancer. Me had just moved house. I needed the money. But oh no, didn't care. I was sacked. because of ignorance. No understanding. I said sorry. I said sorry, I apologized. I couldn't help that behavior that day. And the lady who was questioning me could tell that I wasn't right. Me, if someone isn't right, seems a bit weird, you ask questions. Are you all right? Are you okay? You take time to understand. But people, unfortunately, unless they live with something, a health condition, people seem to think, the ones that don't have illnesses, oh, it's fine. It's just a weirdo. Sorry, sacked because of ignorance. My whole life story with being sacked from when I played pro football, all because of ignorance. I've got many stories to tell like that, but the Gatwick one hit me hard because of ignorance. Utter ignorance. I may have lost words now, but I looked like I was dying and I was just left to just wither away in a massive sweat pool. Go like that, I couldn't speak correctly. I don't want this to happen to anybody. And I know it happens at schools now. Children are looked at, oh, child's having a bit of a doodah. The alarm's going off. It's not a rave. His alarm or her alarm is going off because they need sugar. Oh, look, his alarm's going off. Yeah, they need sugar. Do you think we want to go around with mechanisms that beep all the time? Like, whoop, whoop. It's annoying. People walk down the high street, their phones loud. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Like, people don't want to hear the beeps, but the beeps save our lives. Beeps save our lives. Learn about a health condition. You learn about a health condition. Forget my words like that. Health condition. You learn to understand a little bit more. I've learned more running my own shop with those who suffer with autism, ADHD. I'm learning a lot about people's personality traits, how you should handle people with anxiety, etc., etc. Same with diabetes. You learn. If you're willing to learn, you'll understand. My cat's going for a poo. Love it. Mrs. Miyagi, I love you. My hypo detection cat. But yeah, it's about understanding and it's about learning. It's something not many people want to do. But those that do, legends. Next episode, I'll pop some more stories involving my magical life, but also I want to ask you what you want to hear about. Anything I can help you with. Anything I can advise with. This is a channel for those willing to fight their corner. Fight their corner, raise their head up high, and just be happy knowing that everything is going to be all right. It is going to be all right. Your head can't afford to be down. Unfortunately, we live in a world where people will look down on you. People will say awkward things. Don't be offended by it. Everything I've been through, I should be offended. I should be offended by things that have been said to me. People not supporting me. But I'm not offended because that says a lot more about them than it does you. You have a health condition. Who cares? You're magical. You're a superhero. You're wonderful. You're great. You've got to tell yourself that. It's not down to people to understand this as long as you understand. You're doing well. Small steps, each and every single step of the way. I was naughty. Yeah, perhaps I shouldn't have been as rude as that, but I would never ever have done that if I wasn't as hypo as I was and I hadn't been questioned, I hadn't been pushed. Sometimes you just do things you don't want to do or say. And having low blood sugar is absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. But anyway, I'm king of the hypos. I love it. I don't love it. I've got to learn to love it. You've got to learn to befriend it. Because when you make somebody your friend, life becomes a lot easier. Thank you for tuning in to the first reel on the Jonsel Journey. Hopefully see you soon. Hopefully tune in soon. Anything you want to see, hear, drop a message in the message box below. Lots of love.